My training for the Toronto Waterfront Marathon hasn't gone to plan so far, and weeks 3 and 4 have had more surprises. Can I finally get that elusive Boston qualifier time, or will I fall victim to the summer from hell? This is the journey to the waterfront. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Eric. I'm a hobbyist runner from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Week 3 kicked off nice and easy. There was a super relaxed 13K run, followed by a session. 8 by 3 minutes on at between 10 to 5K pace, and then 2 minutes easy jog in between. Now, this was the start of the block, and I was on fresh legs, so I've kind of had to hold myself back because I very easily could have ran these 3 minutes on at 5K race pace if I wanted to. But at the same time, I didn't want to burn myself out in the first month. This whole thing is 16 weeks long. That said, I was still feeling really good, rolling to the 8K recovery run the next day, but then Thursday's session humbled me. It was a Thursday, right? I'm not tripping. But then Friday happened.
Of course, I forget my heart rate monitor again. It always happens when I'm filming. Ugh.
The workout was a progression run. A 3-kilometer warm-up, some strides, and then starting a few seconds per kilometer back from goal marathon pace, accelerating to that goal pace, and finally a bit beyond that to half marathon pace. Only it didn't go that way. Usually I don't run sessions during the afternoon, and I was really starting to feel it. Despite my pleading, my legs were very quickly turning to jello, and I was blowing up.
Oh, that did not feel good. Damn.
So that was a session I did, and yeah, it didn't go good, so let's talk about it. What the hell was I thinking doing that at around noon? Well, hear from me on the track.
I'm doing the session midday because it's suddenly, unexpectedly very cold here. There's 12 degrees Celsius this morning. I don't want to lose my heat resistance just yet. I was out there yesterday on a recovery run and it felt pleasant, but don't want to do too many days where it's temperate weather because heat resistance is a pain in the butt to rebuild. I think according to the US Field Manual for the Army, it buys about 2 weeks, about an hour of activity outside for that to kick in. Don't want to do that. So, gotta rejig the schedule a bit.
And of course, I miscalculated dramatically. Warm-up, strides, totally okay, but by the 3 or 4K mark, this is when I was starting to feel it, and it's kind of my own damn fault because I did go out a little bit faster than recommended. The first few Ks were ran just a little bit too fast. I'm talking about a few seconds per kilometer faster only, but in the sun and the wind and the heat, you can't do that. Morning session, by all means, but this was not a morning session. And the goal pace part, I was feeling like, okay, this feels really difficult, but I've done this sort of thing in the afternoon before, but again, that was like 5 p.m., not 2 p.m. And by the time I got to that half marathon segment, well, I did 1K and then my legs were just done. Like, well done, cover in ketchup, people call you a psychopath, done. In terms of putting a number to it, when I checked the Garmin app after the fact, the training effect on the aerobic part was 4.9 out of 5. But yeah, usually I get a 5.0 if I run a really hard time trial or an all-out race. So that workout was asking for a lot from my legs. I felt it, the app says it, everything points to that was hard. And according to my personal running philosophy, I think that's a sign of a not so good session because you overreached. Personally, I feel that you should end the session feeling like you could go for another rep, another K, another mile, whatever it is. Because that means you put out the effort, but you left enough in the tank as to not spoil your other runs that week. So yeah, I'm a little bit miffed I did not take my own advice. As for the other session this week, it was between 19 to 24K at about 30 to 40 seconds back from marathon pace. And for this one, I decided to use my own discretion. I didn't want to beat on my legs any further and do more damage, so I added another 10 seconds on top. So instead it'd be 40 to 50 seconds behind target marathon pace. And you know, that really did the trick. Because I was running on such tired legs, it still felt like I was putting in that level of effort a 30 to 40 second behind target marathon pace run would have been, but without the penalty of, just beating my legs into the ground even more. Okay, presenting mode off for a second. I was debating whether I should leave this in here or not. Like, it's just such an embarrassing rookie mistake to make. But the whole point of YouTube and social media is to try to be authentic. And it wouldn't be authentic if I just showed you guys all my amazing sessions where I crushed it, everything went to plan and all that, because that's not reality. That said, misery does love company, so have you had a session that just didn't go your way this summer? What was it? What happened? Let me know down in the comments below. To help take my mind off of things though, there was a loony hot dog night hosted by the Toronto Blue Jays at the Sky Dome. Aside from the childhood nostalgia, being part of this record-breaking night was pretty cool. And for the record, I'm responsible for 8 of those. And I'm pretty sure that did the trick because I crushed the next session, which was a 3x3K at about half marathon pace. An easy run, rest day, easy run sandwich would close out the week for the final workout. A 27-kilometer progression run. Oh yeah, and I was doing a review for an energy gel, so that's what that's all about. Unfortunately, my treadmill is limited to 8.4 miles per hour with me on it, and I kind of have to use the incline and use a pseudo grade adjusted pace to get the right effort level. And there are problems with this because of course climbing versus running faster on a flat surface is not really the same type of training stimulus, but you gotta work with what you got, right? Now, I was feeling really good about the run and the review I was doing, but periodically throughout the run, I would feel my right foot kind of catch on the treadmill. I thought, okay, it just needs to be lubricated. So I stopped, got off, and had a look, and what I saw wasn't what I was expecting.
Okay, so pardon the sweat, but something's gone wrong.
Yep, that is a hole in the belt of the treadmill.
So I guess I can only run outside now.
So I've got to go treadmill shopping now. Great. But before I do, if you've made it this far into the video, consider giving it a like. If you want to see what treadmill I end up getting next, hit subscribe. Also, how's your training going? Let me know down in the comments below. And as always, thank you so much for watching.